Hi, and welcome to Grief Talk. Today we're going to continue a discussion about secondary losses or loss on top of loss. In the second video of this series, I talked about my experience with people's expectations about when I should be over grief. Now, on the one hand, I certainly understand, and maybe you do too, that people don't want us to be sad. But, that's really unrealistic, as you know. We really need to grieve this loss. Hi, I'm Sue Andersen from Sue Andersen Yoga. I work with people who've experienced loss and are grieving through yoga and movement. Now, maybe you've heard one of the following. So people that really want to know exactly what happened. They want to dig into the details. And sometimes these are people that are not close to you. It could be acquaintances. Sometimes people totally ignore you because they're afraid, like they don't know what to do. And sometimes people say things like, oh, he should have taken better care of himself, or you have other children that need you. You'll find another job, don't worry. And this type of talk kind of compounds your grief, right? It just makes it more complicated for you, for the griever. You're sort of thinking, gee, why are people saying these hurtful things to me, or don't they understand? And it gets kind of tricky. And so you might be wondering, okay, so what can I do? And I guess my answer to that is it depends on a couple of things. It depends on where you are in your grief journey. So it might be healthier for you to just ignore it and ignore that person and kind of figure out what you need to do to help yourself. Maybe it's just spending some time alone and crying, or taking some nice deep breaths, just try to get that feeling out of your body, right? So, but you don't want to confront the person or talk about it because it's too heavy. Your grief is so heavy. The other option, of course, is to, if you're further along, you may be able to just talk to the person and let them know that what you really need is just somebody to listen. You don't really need somebody to ask a lot of questions. So it can be tricky, but what you really need to do in these situations is take care of yourself. And so in the next video, let's talk a little bit more about self-care tips and what might be able to help you. Thank you for listening.